Hello. Had to give the Jorbs hello to start my day. Double checking my settings. I am back from vacation. And all I want to do is play a little Hearthstone today. Magic is pretty cringe for the new set. So I'm just not going to engage with it. You know, simple problems, simple solutions. That is way too loud. About that. Can we lift that? So what I would like to do is actually play this new Even Warlock deck. I know that's probably a little cringe for the Warlock haters out there. And I understand that Wild is now overrun with Warlock. But that's okay. That is okay. Just make sure all my overlays are on. There we go. I wanted my deck tracker open. Now, why is my deck tracker on the left side? All right, let's do some rapid restructuring. Also, it's tiny. Actually, it's probably tiny because the last time I was streaming, it was definitely Reno. I'm a little guilty of playing some Reno decks, I gotta be honest with you. God, I love the interface of HS Replay. I am a big fan. Oh, it feels good to be back, right? Worst part about Wild, too many mage secrets, right? Totally. All right, let me send out this link to some people. Sorry, all my friends. I'm getting spammed, idiots. Getting spammed, idiots. I can and will listen to this song on repeat. My God, I love this song. Oh. Feel it in my heart. We'll get rolling in a second. Hello, hello. So good to be back. I'm putting out the little advertisement on my phone right now. And then I have to craft up the remaining like few cards in which deck is it? One at the top. Even Warlock. I can't believe Even Warlock is back on the menu. I'm also taking all requests. All class requests. Class requests are the best because I would like to at least choose the deck in there, but mostly because I have a collection here, right? I mean, I can't craft every specific deck people want. But if people want me to play like Show and Tell Shaman, oh, I'm all for it. And I just love Warlock. Easy peasy. Cruising through the mid game. All right. Put out on the Instagram. We locked the overlay. Now watch this, you Magic players. I type extra in my collection. 320 commons. Disenchanted will give you a legendary, which is analogous to a mythic rare. Come on, it doesn't get better than that, right? Does it? So we're going through the extensive common collection I have. Oh, look at this fat stack of rares. We keep some goldens for Death Knight. What a jam. All right, we're getting so close to playing. Oh, that's a cool card. All right. We're just going to do Gen for now. I have the resources if I push the button, but if you push the button and something gets nerfed, right? You push the button and something gets nerfed, you don't get the refund, or you don't get the full value. So the best way to manage your collection is to manually disenchant. I recognize people don't have the time for that, but I really don't mind it. No. That's right, I forgot to, craft it. Alright, we want to filter to, what is it? Mana, even? I think that's how that works. Cool card, but we're not going to play the virtually free 8/8. Let's look at stuff that changes the cost of itself. Who the fuck am I kidding right now? There is a card I want to play for a little bit of nostalgia. It's probably Giga Suboptimal. Whoa, that is a really cool card. Holy shit, I've never seen that. Damn, that is awesome. I want to play a little stats. And then I really wanted to play Twilight Drake. Just one of these. But then we also have an opportunity. Come on, say it with me. All right, we have to go way up in mana. Play a Mountain Giant. So we have a few. Or is she gonna play 2 Mountain Giants? This is old school Warlock-ish. This, I believe, would be 2017 Warlock. A little bit of a notorious time. So if you don't know, I'm playing an even deck. There's a start of game card called Gen Greymane. If your deck has only even cost cards, your hero power costs 1. And I'm playing Warlock with the hero power. Activate it, draw a card, and take 2 damage. No Molten Golem. No, I respect that. but you're gonna lose your mind when you see Godfrey the Betrayer. Start of game. Overdrawn cards return to your hand when you have space. They cost 1 less. Yo, Q block. We can play that in a bit. That sounds hype as hell. But look at this shit. Even Warlock is so bad. What a sick time to be alive, am I right? Oh. Oh yeah? That first turn was that hard for you? So the Dark Bomb is not very good against it. Unseen Atlas is one of the crazier cards I've ever seen. Realistically, what are we looking for off of Cursed Catacombs? I don't really have any 2-cost creatures. So we're going to Value Town. Thank you, Julian. Good to have you here. Julian? Isn't that kind of sick? I have a Vicious Syndicate founder in my chat right now. Hell yeah, man. Alright, this looks a lot scarier than it is, I think. But I also don't have any sweepers. Maybe I do need to add a fucking Hellfire to this. Alright. We reverse engineered. Excuse me. Needing board wipes. Yo. Love it when my chat knows my chat. Never punished. Never punished. We got table flip. And we top deck the next table flip. That's illegal. That's illegal. I have no longer reverse engineered board wipes. Because we just naturally drew it. Probably look at this list a little more carefully. Tree and Julian in chat. I feel so spoiled. Okay, here we go. This is where you'll see Godfrey the Betrayer. I'm going to overdraw myself right now. Now, these overdrawn cards, instead of getting destroyed, they're going to go into my overdrawn cards pool. When there is space in my hand, they're going to be returned to me. And we drop a Mountain Giant. Next turn, we're going to overdraw on my draw step, which is going to put that card into my overdrawn card pool. Godfrey the Betrayer says, when they're returned to my hand, their cost is reduced by 1. Someone thought this up, and I love it. Whoever's on the design team that conceived of this is just my hero. Look at this Dark Bomb. We're playing all sorts of classic cards in here. Truly. What do we get back? Another Unseen Atlas? Oh, let's do that again, huh? Oh, yeah? So the theme of this expansion are a bunch of really broken start of game effects, which I think are usually dangerous. It's kind of like having Eminence in Magic. I don't think I've had a demon die yet. Raise Dead is costly. This is kind of funny. I think I have to make this go dormant. Preserve my life total. All right, my life tapping has gotten a little out of hand. But next turn, we're going to Dark Alley Pact to summon a 9/9 or a 10/10. It is so good. It is so broken. Molten Giant would be good here. You are correct on that. But I think I'm going to make changes so that I add a lot of life gain to this deck. Because this matchup is my scariest matchup. And it's the most ubiquitous matchup on Wild right now, which is Discard Warlock. Discard Warlock is kind of like a Hellbent Zoo, if I had to describe it in Magic words. One important thing about Hearthstone, your discard is random. Unless you use one of the new cards, newish, from Cataclysm. Because they added hand targeting in Cataclysm. Yeah, YouTube streamer. I actually have multi-stream, but Twitch wasn't, like, happy with me today. And let's be real here. Twitch mobile discovery is god-awful. They have made anti-streamer choices for discoverability. So now we're here. And I gotta be honest, I'm pretty happy with it. Too bad the Fiend inherits its stats in the mana value. I don't think I've had a demon die this game. My hand is full and it's kind of jammed. Alright, we're going to give our boy lifesteal. Okay, we are playing one Employee of the Month. I think I should be playing 2 of these. YouTube is way better on mobile, I agree. And also, if you have YouTube Premium, it will stably play in the background. Whereas Twitch is like, every 5 minutes, it gets confused. So if this Fiend dies, we're going to endgame it. Then we're going to endgame it again. Resurrect your last demon that died. Now, I'm not sure if Resurrect will actually remove it from the card pool. Logically, it does. Because it would probably say summon a copy of the last one that dies. But I do wish that Resurrect was a little bit more clear. Also, sorry, I have a little bit of a raspy voice today.
My time comes to an end.
Chat, how's the layout looking? Is there anything on my screen layout that I could be doing better right now? Does the 9/9 trade or go face? Oh, that was an easy choice. I didn't mean to misclick like that. All right. I've been wanting to do this for ages. Twilight Drake. Chef's Kiss. And it's reliably a 4/10. You know what would be great? What if I also gave my Twilight Drake lifesteal? Huh. Pretty good, huh?
My time comes to an end.
Base is the place. Yeah, we have a classic Hearthstone player. Thank you for the alley-oop. Or vice versa. Doesn't matter. This one's over. Defender of Argus is not still played, With that being said, I do think Sun Fury Protector would go really well in this deck. And in fact, if I wanted to build classic Handlock, do I have a classic Handlock list in my decks? Because there was an even Handlock. And what I did was I crafted Gen, which is the even card. Where is it? Oh, it's removing cards from my list as I play them. Oh, never mind. Gen is our game's Gyruda. For anyone who doesn't know. But I just crafted Gen. So even is on the menu today. And then again, back in the day, there was an even Warlock deck. However, I think it was after the first rotation. So it lost some cards. But after the first rotation, they kept all cards that were classic legal for maybe 2 or 3 years. I think what they do with the core set now, the core space set, is really good for the game. They hand everyone who plays a giant handful of free fucking cards. Imagine if Magic Foundations was completely free. Right? Right? And they aren't bad cards. They're power crept in each set. But it doesn't mean that they are useless. There is some argument even that they are more useful to society than I am. And I don't say that often. Except extremely frequently. Alright, Unseen Atlas. This deck is crazy. Can't really get anything off the Cursed Catacombs, so we'll save that for next turn. Next turn, we're going to go Mountain Giant. Oh, he's itching. Ooh. You probably have a pretty big collection, too. And I hate to break it to you, you have a lot of value saved up in golden cards. So, if you come back, you could refocus on, you know, what you like. But, guess what? You get to play the game however you goddamn please. My trip was amazing. I'm looking forward to sharing some photos of that. I can't do that yet. Julian and Tree, I don't think I sent you the photo. I took my copy of Yokel Hops. Hang on, let me pull that out. I got a photo of Yokel Hops in front of a glacier. Alaska was amazing. But what I will do, since I took so many photos, I need to take a look and filter through them before I share them. The next time I see you in person, I'll definitely share some of them. We really need a defensive card right now. We could also go Dark Bomb. Dark Alley Pact is probably the best one. Next turn, we could Raise Dead. I should have tapped first, that's alright. Actually, no, I shouldn't have. That was okay. So, there was one little hiccup in my vacation. Just a little small one. I'm in a great mood. I stay up all night the day before my trip to make sure I have packed perfectly. I didn't forget anything, except I thought that I couldn't bring my big thing of my Aveeno Radiant Lotion, which is my facial moisturizer. So I regretted that. I get to Seattle. The cruise leaves from Seattle. Let me think about this turn for 1 second. This thing's even named after Harvester? Fucking kill it. Then we go table flip into Dark Bomb. What the fuck? And then we resurrect our 9/9. Okay, easy peasy. So we land in Seattle, okay? I meet up with my parents. The cruise goes from Seattle to Juneau, Alaska. I unpack all my parents' stuff. I put it onto the cart to bring it up to the room. Once I put everything on the cart, ready to go up to my parents, to the room we were going to share for the night. Once I put everything on this cart and I have everything to go into the hotel, I take one step back to admire my handiwork. And I roll my ankle on what is about an inch, 1 inch drop between the sidewalk and the road. Maybe it was under 1 inch. So anyways, we go to the ER the next day, having a blast with all of this. I'm only a little mad. It is a sprain. So I was then in crutches as I got on the ship. And then once we got to the ship, I was then in a mobility scooter. Now, the mobility scooter, you know, you win some, you lose some. It was actually pretty funny. And I got to really get the experience of being much older than I am. But there were good and bad things to be in the scooter. And then there are also good and bad things for being one of the youngest people on this ship, at least in the bottom 20%, and being a pretty approachable looking person. So all these older people really wanted to talk to me in elevators, etc. And then I got massive preferential treatment the entire time. So yeah, you win some, you lose some. You know, I prefer to laugh about it. It didn't really make my life any harder. The people who were the real heroes, though, were my family. For pushing my fat ass around on that scooter the entire time. Wow. Okay, we just double Mountain Giant like it was no big deal. Dude, that was crap. We went Mountain Giant, and then we went Celestial Projectionist to add a temporary Mountain Giant to my hand, which then I also just played. And then, one thing that's cool about Hearthstone, if for anyone who doesn't know who's watching, if you generate a card using a golden card, which is a foil, the card you generate is also a foil. One of my favorite parts about Hearthstone. So anyways, I was in this mobility scooter for vacation. Everyone was so kind. I wasn't quite scooting around the glaciers like a boss, but that was okay because we had to rent the mobility scooter, but then on all of the excursions, which are where you get off the ship, and you go do something, I was in a wheelchair. Ah, gold coin. Ooh, Julian, that was a self-report, my friend. Alright, let me get my chat way bigger. My chat has to be huge because I love and appreciate you all. Why the fuck is Gen in the best mulligan? Alright. Why is Endgame so good? Is this literally just because my matchup is so good? This is a sparse data thing. I do think Twilight Drake isn't quite good enough for this deck. I am now considering my boy, well, my gal, Sunfury Protector. Sunfury Protector is one of my favorite cards of all time. Truly. Actually, you know what? Just for you, Julian. Founder of Tempo Storm. Wait. Vicious Syndicate. Can't wait for you to get sick of that joke. I will be... I think after this game, I'm going to try to put together a little hand lock kind of thing. Did you know that Siphon Soul costs 4 mana now? Only 4? It doesn't cost 6? We have Demon Seed. Demon Seed is my personal best deck. So the way you have to approach this matchup is you just have to go as aggressive as possible. I actually think that Demon Seed is probably a terrible matchup for me. I'm not quite fast enough to punch through it. And I think I might need to rely on like an early Bound Giant. Another way you could approach this matchup is if we get some Celestial Projectionists and we keep dropping Cult Neophytes. Quest Warlock is extremely reliant on spells. And we want to fuck that up. So a little bit of stacks never hurt anyone. This is a little bit of a small Twilight Drake, but look at that thing. 4/7. Expected result in the old days, right? I think it was always 4/7 if you tapped on turns 2 and 3. That number looks familiar to me. And I have my Diet Coke in a giant Dunkin' cup. Grass is green. Wow, Raise Dead into Cultist Neophyte. And then we're gonna drop these one by one. I can't lie, I didn't pay any attention to my opponent's turn. We don't really have anything to get off of the Cursed Catacombs. The Cult Neophyte's really tempting. Drop a second one. If we can hold it until next turn, we go Speaker Stomper, Cultist. No, we go Cult Neophyte this turn, and next turn we drop the Speaker Stomper. Oh, this is a clean game. I'm not gonna lie. This is clean. The Cult Neophyte is incredible here. And it looks like our finisher is this little Battleground Battle Master. Adjacent minions have Wind Fury. 8 + 6. GG? Any questions? No? No questions? Alright, so that was the God Draw. There is a world where we don't have the God Draw. Today is not that day. How's my volume? Is my voice loud enough? Music loud enough? Too quiet? Alright, we're just gonna copy paste this deck and make a few tweaks. First of all, Sunfury Protector. Second of all, Shadow Flame. We're gonna do the Akient Watcher. Then I want to play a little Siphon Soul. As is tradition, we play one of. I'm less interested in playing 6-cost cards like Sylvanas. Ray's Dead felt unironically dead. Endgame is a good finisher. Quote finisher, just bomb number 2. I would say Employee of the Month overperformed. Because we need a burst heal. You know what a good burst heal would be? You know what a good burst heal would be? Maybe Reno Jackson? We're not at that point yet. We're not at that point yet. We're not at that point yet. We might be at that point. Highlander decks are fun. It's almost like Ben Brode is a Commander player, and he wanted this game to have a couple Commander elements to it. Absolutely understand the 2 speaker stompers now. Understand that a lot better. Alright. Sorry, Twilight Drake. You're gone because we're going to play these Akient Watchers. The Akient Watchers. Have to cut 4 cards. Dark Bomb overperformed. We have a 4-mana jam going on. We need ETC to bring in Curse of Raphon. For the mage matchup, to be clear. Maybe we don't need 2 employees if we're playing a Sunfury. And then are we going too hard on the Sunfuries? We need to enable this Ancient Watcher. Right now we have 4 cards that enable the Ancient Watcher. Oh. Alright, we're keeping it to instrumental music. God, Ray's Dead was not great, but it worked so well with my Mountain Giants. We only have 1 real finisher. Maybe we don't take Siphon Soul. Why do we need Siphon Soul? And what if we fucking blissfully ignore the mage matchup? And then subsequently, we only need 1 Akient Watchers. This is more like even classic handlock. So we're taking a little bit of the stylistic know-how of classic Warlock handlock. Is it perfect? No. Hey, Des. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Brian Kibler sure plays it. And actually, what's kind of funny was I know Brian Kibler as a Hearthstone player first. Because Hearthstone was my first card game back in, let's see, 2014. I actually got to meet Brian Kibler and Olivia Gobert-Hicks as well. Love both of them. But when I met Brian, I met him last year at MagicCon. And I told him that this was my first game, was Hearthstone. And that, you know, he had a major influence on me doing this thing that I'm doing right now. And he giggled a little bit when I told him I played CEDH. I said, that's the pipeline, right? You go from Hearthstone to Commander to CEDH. Oh shit, we're the same deck? Yep. Here is the mirror matchup. An important thing to me. I definitely took a pic. It's not a very flattering picture of me. I acted pretty normal. It was kind of clunky because they were late for something and I was like the second to last person in line. But of course that was just fine. I was just happy to meet both of them. Kibler is one of the most influential creators for me as a person. Number one is Day 9 though. Oh, and coincidentally, Day 9 and Kibler, both, Day 9 and Kibler used to make tons of content together. And that was some of my favorite content of all time. Hearthstone is definitely easier than Magic. Hearthstone is basically all alchemy cards, except the difference between alchemy cards in a game like Hearthstone and a game like Magic is that the alchemy cards are the whole point of the game, right? So it fits so well. Whereas alchemy cards are, I feel like they're so like ham-fisted, if that makes sense. So I don't think Hearthstone is harder than Magic, but there is a mechanic called Discover in here. And Discover changes the game. No pun intended. Or pun, I don't fucking know. So Discover, First Catacombs is not a good example of this. When you discover something, okay, maximum effort, 1 second. We can actually double table flip. Perfect. Alchemy is the digital-only cards that have digital-only mechanics. Stuff like make a copy of a card, or like Rusko the Clockmaker that conjures a non-token Midnight Clock onto the battlefield. So a lot of alchemy cards basically make non-token cards. This would sound like the Persona 5 music because it is the Persona 5 music. And better yet, well, no, not better yet. I love the instrumentals of all of the Persona 5 music. I love it. If I listen to vocals, I get so distracted. Well, I just get so distracted no matter what I'm doing anyways, but... So, Hearthstone was designed by Ben Brode. You might have seen Ben Brode on channels like Commander at Home. And Ben Brode is a Commander player. Yo, same page. Ben Brode is a Commander player. I actually have a little bit of a video essay. I put video essay in quotes. About how Hearthstone is a class-based game. But then also, Magic the Gathering Commander is a class-based game. Specifically in your color combination. There are certain color combinations that can't do things. And that is so vital to the identity of Commander in my mind. And so Ben Brode went, and he made, no pun intended, Commander at home. So Hearthstone is basically dual Commander. We have the Shadow Flame for next turn. We're going to taunt up our Mountain Giant. Ben Brode has to be a glitch in the Magic world because he is so unserious. Isn't it refreshing? I think my favorite moment from Ben Brode, it's really easy to point to the little deck Ben Brode, where he brought the mini, the quote official Magic cards that are like 1/4 the size. But I think my favorite Ben Brode moment was right before the Spider-Man release. He shows up wearing a Spider-Man outfit on Commander at Home. Brian Kibler and Olivia Gobert-Hicks roll their eyes at him, and then he goes, "I brought a Spider-Man deck." And they're like, "A Spider-Man deck?" And he goes, "Yeah, a Spider and Man deck," where he brought a dual typal deck that was all spiders, all humans, and no Spider-Man cards. And I was like, the committal to the bit. Ooh, that was a good one, right? I think we're going to Shadow Flame this Celestial Projectionist. This is not pretty. But it is pretty powerful. We're going to return 2 more cards to my hand. Now, I'm pretty low on life. But I get my Mountain Giant back next turn. So yeah, I would point to Ben Brode as one of my biggest influences. As much as I was mad at him in the online discourse when I was younger, playing Hearthstone in college and grad school, etc., he did something for the card game world that I think is monumental. Alright, and now it's my turn to stacks you right back. So Hearthstone has a lot of... Let me see if I can point to a uniquely Hearthstone effect. Yeah, so Celestial Projectionist, it adds a temporary copy of a card to your hand. When you play that card, it is a non-token card. That's an example of a digital-only mechanic. I do also really like Scrybabies and Play to Win, but I don't watch much Magic content. You might also agree with this. I don't watch much Magic content because I make it. Even if I've been a little bit dry on making Magic content for the last few months. But hey, that's my own fault. I will own it. I think we just Dark Alley packed here anyways. Because they're going to swing my 8/8 into my 9/9, or we just predict it and we prevent the 9/9 from dying. Do I have a copy of Endgame ready? I have an overdrawn Endgame. Yeah, I totally get it. I think at the moment I don't really have that much intention of improving at CEDH. Mostly because I think the best way to improve at CEDH is to get better at manipulation. And I'm not super interested in the current YAP, angle shoot, manipulation meta. Now, that doesn't change anything about my interests in commentary specifically. But I get a little disheartened every time someone comes up to me and goes, I won this game because I managed to convince. Managed to convince is my Winter Soldier trigger phrase. I don't like managing to convince people, if that makes sense. And so, that is partly why I've been playing so much Karik. Karik sidesteps the politics. People look at me and say, hey, are you pushing? And I look at them and I say, the fuck do you think? Stop me. Also, the slot meta, it's so boring to me. Like, I think Rhystic Study is one of the most brain-dead cards I have ever seen in any card game. I loathe that card. And playing against it every single game is extremely disheartening to me. We got a lifelink this thing. Can I kill this? Can we get Dark Bomb? We got Dark Bomb. Wow. Always lucky. Slap lifesteal on this. Mess up my positioning. Gain lifesteal. Go back up to 20. Oh, and just win the game. We have that. Yo, I love bracket 4. I love bracket 4. I think bracket 4 is the most fun I have ever had playing Magic the Gathering. Really, really think that. I like that feeling of everyone unleashing. And ironically, I think fucking CEDH has no spice. It just has no spice. No one's actually unleashing powerful decks. They're doing the same thing every time. And yeah, Thassa's Oracle. Interesting conversation to be had there. Because Thassa's Oracle nullifies a lot of decks, right? If you're not playing something that can deal with Thassa's Oracle, right? Then it's like, it's an invincible win condition. I don't think Thassa's Oracle is the real problem. I still think Rhystic Study and like Smothering Tithe are. And both of those cards, they commit one of the worst crimes possible in a card game. They are boring. I think Rhystic Study needs to be banned yesterday. That's the most important one to me. Next up on the chopping block would be Smothering Tithe. There is an asterisk to Smothering Tithe, though, where I think if Rhystic Study was gone, Smothering Tithe would be a lot more sufferable. and it would be slightly fixed. Secondly, also, we're having a glitch on my mana. I'm very confused right now. Banning Rhystic Study would fix Smothering Tithe a little bit, and to a lesser extent, it would fix... Oh, the Rhystic ban would also fix Orcish Bowmaster. I totally agree, Monologue Tax. Now, my problem with Smothering Tithe comes down to one simple thing. It triggers on your draw step. In my opinion, that is the biggest flaw with that card. I think if it didn't trigger on your draw step, it would actually be pretty fine. And if they were to release one that says, I don't know, whenever an opponent draws a card, if it's not their draw step, they may pay 2. If they don't, you make a treasure token. You could cost that thing at 3 mana. But I agree, Monologue Tax is much more interesting to me. It would actually be... Actually, no, I just think Monologue Tax is like a perfect version of that effect. So I also actually have a video on this where I talk about, this is on the same channel you're watching right now, where I'm talking about things that Rhystic Study ban would fix. And the two that I already mentioned are, you know, Smothering Tithe, and then the other one that would be fixed is Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Des, we are completely on the same page. Completely on the same page. Now, the slight nuance between what you said and what I said, which I think is an interesting design question, right? What if it triggers on cards after the first card drawn each turn? So if you were to draw a card on my turn, does that trigger it? The first one, the way that I proposed it, it would, and the one you proposed would not. I think they're both equally interesting ways to look at it. But fundamentally, we're on the same page. How are we approaching this? So I have my back-breaking table flips in hand, which is going to immediately win the game for me once they pop off. So I hold on to the Ancient Watcher, and then we just play out some more cards, just to put some material into play. And my mana's coming up erroneously, so I miscounted that. That's okay, though. I also think that they could just release straight up a draw your second card, make a treasure token unconditionally without any sort of payment. I think one of the biggest issues with all of these cards we're talking about is that they are things that trigger on overly broad trigger conditions. Whenever a player casts a spell on Rhystic Study, is way too generalized. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, I did some math on this. In a game of CEDH, including the player that has a Rhystic Study. So I'm saying for all 4 players, of all the cards in all of the decks, when one player has a Rhystic Study, 54%-ish of all cards played, including lands, or rather, you know, lands providing the not triggering it, will trigger Rhystic Study. It's gross. Oh, this is a beautiful board wipe. Ancient Watcher. Oh shit. Shadow Flame is one too much mana. Fuck. Fuck. It's alright, we can kill at least... take care of at least one more of them. Unseen Atlas is getting banned in Wild. There's no world where it doesn't. Oh, I can't believe I was 1 mana off of the insane play. 1 mana off. This mana bug is driving me crazy. But yeah, specifically with the Fairy Mastermind example, I would word that as whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you make a treasure token. And I would place that probably at 3 mana, and Wizards of the Coast would place that at 1 mana. No, I'm kidding. Wizards would put it at 2 mana, but that still seems annoying to me. But what I propose, broadly speaking, are more granular effects. Like, I think Esper Sentinel. Oh, here's the super combo. We're going to give Lifesteal to my Ancient Watcher, and then we're going to destroy it to gain 12 life. Dealing 4 damage. It doesn't work. The wording is not quite right. Alright, I'm allowed to have forgotten how this game works. But yeah. With the Fairy Mastermind example, and I think Esper Sentinel is one of the perfectly designed cards. The effect is more granular. The more granular an effect is, that is to say, if it happens once per turn, I think the more interesting it is. Because instead of making your Rhystic Study decision over and over again, and paying for Rhystic Study is simultaneously the most trivial and useless decision, but simultaneously the most impactful decision, I think is just bad design. I would ban a card. I would always favor banning a card and then releasing a card that fills its niche, hopefully in an interesting way. So then the question is, so I think errataing it is bad for new players. However, Magic players are already they feed over the game so much. Wizards doesn't have faith that players can figure this stuff out. And I think part of it has to do with the onboarding idea, right? They want new players to be onboarded very easily, basically. Oh, that's me. And I understand why the onboarding process might be hard. Because I think Wizards is putting everything, all their eggs into the onboarding basket. Especially with this Universes Beyond push. So the idea is they get their churn. Churn being the rate with which they get new players and the rate with which they lose players. Magic for a long time was really focused on not losing players. Since I would say about 2025, when Final Fantasy came out and they ham-fisted it into Standard, all they care about are getting new players on board. So I think they're reluctant to errata things. Oh yeah, there was I had heard that rumor too about an MTG anime. They definitely missed out big on that. And then the thing that I'm really scared of, Netflix is making a Magic TV show. Netflix, in my book, has a little bit of a mixed history with TV shows. And by mixed history, I mean they're bad. I don't like Netflix shows traditionally. So, color me unimpressed for the thought of a live-action Netflix adaptation of Magic the Gathering. They're gonna have to choose some really good. They're gonna have to choose some really good plot lines to go through. Yes, and it's just rumored for now, but I don't know. Make of that what you will. I agree. It just makes sense for them to be like animated. I'm not even much of an anime person, but like it just works. Wait, who made Cyberpunk Edge Runners? Okay, so Edge Runners was on Netflix. And I know that has glowing reviews. So maybe I would have faith in them making a an anime adaptation, but if they used like the same studio as like Edge Runners, that would be such a huge slam dunk. Now, what I think would be an amazing story to adapt would be Zendikar. Can you imagine the floating hedrons of Zendikar in a TV show? In the rise of the Eldrazi? And in the Zendikar plotline? Nahiri, 700-ish years ago, before the events of Zendikar, Battle for Zendikar, Nahiri shoves a giant fucking crystal into Ob-Nixilis' forehead. So Ob-Nixilis doesn't like this. Ob-Nixilis tricks Jace into taking the crystal out of his face, which returns Nixilis's powers to him. The first thing he does is melt Jace's mind. The second thing he does is drown Gideon in an inch of water. 1 inch of water proved no match for invulnerability, is the literal line from it. Oh. Invulnerability is no match for an inch of water. How fucking awesome would that be? Oh, that'd be so cool. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not beating the allegations. I love Ob-Nixilis so much. But come on, isn't Ob-Nixilis such a perfect character for some animated? Yeah, it's so cute and terrifying. It's so true. And if you look at, let me look up which one it is. I think it's Ob-Nixilis the Fallen, maybe? Which one is it? Which one is it? Ob-Nixilis Unshackled. Look at him fucking naked on this card. Oh, so good, so good. The people crave it. People want sexy Ob Nixilis. Do I need to keep drawing cards? I have only one overdrawn card. Next turn I don't have lethal, but I have 16 life gain on the table. Is 16 life gain enough? Yes, but I have to table flip first. And no, I don't have 16 life gain. I have 8 life gain. I want to say that Employee of the Month I need a second copy of. And I don't need 2 copies of Sun Fury Protector. Holy shit, that is awesome. That is really cool. Ooh. Tough luck. Tough luck. Damn, they really had like the perfect 2 answers right in a row. So we go Dark Bomb first. And then we just gotta put some fucking debris on the table, right? Yeah, we just put Gen on the table. We're gonna put our highest attack creature on the table to buff with the Employee of the Month. I think Nixilis the Fallen, it's a mythic rare, and this might be the same set that Lotus Cobra came out in. Can you imagine you open Ob Nixilis the Fallen instead of a Lotus Cobra? I would not be thrilled about that. Excuse me. I don't think I would be thrilled about that. Damn. Patchwork's so brutal. I miss playing Patchwork in Standard. That was my favorite card in Standard for a long time. Patchwork is another great example of a digital-only card. Destroy a random minion. Minions are creatures in Hearthstone. In your opponent's hand, deck, and battlefield. So Hearthstone has a ton of random effects, which at first may look like a lower skill cap. But managing random effects and playing to your outs is the core idea behind Hearthstone, in my opinion. And I will be back in 1 second. I'm going to run to the restroom. All right, I'm back. By the way, I do want to build Omnixilus the Unshackled, or Omnixilus Unshackled. 6 mana, flying and trample. Whenever an opponent searches their library, that player sacrifices a creature and loses 10 life. 10 life. Whenever another creature dies, put a counter on Omnixilus Unshackled. Isn't that crazy? It's so funny. It is so funny. So then it's just like a mono black stack deck. But I kind of want to build it in bracket 4. Now, alternatively, my Valky God of Lies deck is sailing again. I had a big Valky God of Lies / Tybalt Cosmic Imposter hole in my heart. Now that hole has been largely filled by my Rakdos the Muzzle deck. And if you were wondering, the garbage my opponent is playing is the toxic shit in this format. That's okay though. I'm basically playing vintage. Everything is broken, so nothing is broken. So one of the biggest differences, 2 of the biggest differences maybe, between Hearthstone and Magic. What was that sound? Oh, I pressed a button. Damn, how do we approach this? I think we life tap. Okay, we got an insane Unseen Atlas. Absolute insanity right here. Because now we can coin and table flip. Wow. Very nice. Basically, both players have a permanent Grand Abolisher in play. So there are no counter spells. Well, technically there are counter spells, but we'll get to that at a later time. But that is actually something I really like about this game. That's what makes it such a popular game for streamers. I should have held the table flip for 1 turn. Because now we have to get table flip off of Cursed Catacombs or draw it for turn. We don't get it. I think we have another opportunity to get it though. Not quite. I want to say I'm dead. If they buff the Crab Rider, this is game over. But watch this. It's my opponent's turn. I can take my hands off the keyboard. Now, the design ramification of this is that your goal is always to deal with your opponent's board in the most efficient way possible. And as they have designed cards, the major focus has been on making the board state a puzzle to be solved. And I just think the attitude behind that is really interesting gameplay design. All right, now we're dead. It's all right. GG, go next.
Don't you notice how I get quiet when there's no one?
All right, I know I'm repeating songs. Oh, fuck. I know I'm repeating these songs, but I wanted to play some comfort music because I had it streamed in a hot sec. And then Hearthstone even has its own Highlander archetype. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to change my deck to be Highlander. And the reason for this is that Reno Jackson is one of the most stupidly fucking busted cards of all time. If your deck has no duplicates, fully heal your hero. There is actually a creature in Hearthstone, or say, oh my god, in Magic. It's a 7-mana white card that says, when this enters the battlefield, set your life total to your starting life total. Doesn't get cooler than that. Truly. Now we have to look for mana, even. I'll play a panda. That's a cool card. We play a Dark Peddler just for the nostalgia of it. Oh my god, wait. Why was that other deck not playing Defile? Defile is 2-mana Massacre Girl, the original Massacre Girl. Let's add a little bit more healing factor. Oh, and this is a perfect example of a Hearthstone card. 2-mana Renounce Darkness. Cool. This is a Warlock card. The Vorthos is so cool on this card. Replace your hero power and Warlock cards with another classes. The cards cost 1 less. You better believe all of those cards are randomly chosen. So awesome. Tachyon Barrage is not to be trifled with. What I'm looking for is... Wow, that's a really good card. I am looking for... something with a big booty to win the game suddenly. Inferno's not all that bad also. Kind of like Pop Guard here. Pop Guard gives you 2 barrels of sludge. Also, I like simplified text on Hearthstone cards, where it's a little bit obfuscated. What the card does. But also, It's clean, it's simple. And things ideally work pretty intuitively. Whether or not that's true, up to you to decide. Ziliax is perfect. This is another Giga Hearthstone card. First of all, I'm going to build my Ziliax, choosing one of these two options. Now, this thing is a 5/7 that is basically a mutated version of these two cards glued together. Good example of a Hearthstone card. That doesn't mean I love its design, because it's a little bit like you can really put it into whatever deck you want. A little too generalized for my taste. The combo Johnny synergy piles, a little too spiceless for me. But in concept, it is one of the coolest cards. No other game has Ziliax, I'll tell you that much. Okay, fine. Random roguelike number 375 probably has Ziliax in it. I think Felt String Harp is 1 mana. That would really save my hand. Now, I'm assuming I'm against Quasar Rogue, the most giga-toxic rogue deck ever created. Also, this song was this song was like the theme song of my channel for a hot sec. This is a 20-minute looping version of it, and we may listen to it over and over. Here is Discover in action. These are 3 random cards. So, Discover is like drafting while playing. You get what I mean? We just drafted Blazing Battle Mage from thin air and put it into my hand. So it fulfills my Slay the Spire itch to draft while playing. And if anyone can... Oh, my opponent's name is Mono Blue. Oh man, I might have to... Oh, I might have to BM my opponent after this game. If they're playing Quasar, I'm sending them a message afterwards, and I'm gonna send them literally just... Oh shit, is it coming? No, it's not. I'm gonna send them a message after this game that says Jin Gataxius, the Great Synthesis, and that's it. I'm assuming I lose next turn, unfortunately. We don't want them to shadow step that. They don't have a weapon equipped. They could dud right now. Let's see it. Let's see it right now. Dud. They're probably not going to add me back. Okay. All right, that is a really deep cut joke. I'm not above advertising. As a Jenga Taxius player, I feel special kinship to the Quasar Rogue players. Mono Blue Storm is my baby. Mono Blue Storm. But then again, all my decks are Storm decks, so what am I talking about, right? It's a very fast Mountain Giant. Playing the turn 3 Mountain Giant feels so good. Feels so good. 3 mana 8/8? Someone say 3 mana 8/8? The fuck just happened here? They played their own Mountain Giant? Oh, that makes me so happy. I think we go Kazakus here. We make a 5-cost spell. I think we just want board control. Damn. Not optimal. Yeah, no, they beat me at my own game. I can't even be mad at that. I tried to type U2 and I autopiloted YouTube. That's hilarious. I don't really like this hand. First Catacombs kind of fucks me half the time. 8-mana Reno is kind of worthless, huh? So what I'm getting at is Reno is not super useful right now. Probably because decks are so bursty that restoring your life to full feels kind of inconsequential. Like, kind of like, who cares? This is going to be very satisfying. We are against Mage, so we're going to try to draw the ETC. If we don't get ETC to access my sideboard, I don't think we really have an hand. Because beating Mage has a couple steps involved. Take the board wipe and draw 2. Maybe these potions aren't good enough anymore. Now that would make me sad. That would make me very sad. Alright, potion's not terrible here anymore. Okay, ETC is now overdrawn. I'm reluctant to get less health. But I'm pitching a card so we can start drawing our overdrawn cards. ETC. Table flip. Oh, fuck me. That's funny. That's actually hilarious. That's so funny. I thought this, I thought I could swing in with this. That's my bad. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Oh, okay, I punted this one. That's all right. We learned our lesson. Reno is not what we needo. So let's go to the wild meta. You know what? We could play the hyper meta deck for a little bit. Okay with me. Oh. You know, for as annoying as this deck is, it's not like it's unfun to play. I think this discard Warlock plays a lot like classic Zoolock. just so glad that player understood my reference. And YouTube doesn't have a clipping function, does it? Don't think it does. Fuck it. We throw it all away to get the Solarium. This is definitely a turn 1 Curse Catacombs, I think. Fuck! Fuck! Alright, alright, alright. I'm so dumb. God, that's so funny. This is one of the easier decks to play, which is why it's so funny. Why it's excessively funny. Board wide buff? I don't know if I can blitz them down. Swear to for the record, I did not have it there. That was too early of a scoop from my opponent, which I'm not going to complain about. Wicked Whispers is my highest win rate card. Really? We got the Party Fiend. Oh, I just see it. I get it now. Wow. You just go Party Fiend, Wicked Whispers, Platysaur. Jesus. Get the beatdown going. Let's get the beatdown going. All right, there is a limit to how many times we can play it in the same in a row. I mean, kind of. Man, this warrior deck is also insane. That's a damn shame. Cursed Catacombs. For another Platysaur. Not the best thing on this planet, except this one can happily die now. Look at this little goober. Isn't it so cute? Fucking hilarious card. Damn, Wicked Whispers, non-bow with itself. Is it still worth it? Is this the Soulfire angle? Sure is. Always lucky. I swear to God also, this deck might be like one of the most RNG reliant, but simultaneously, I just always have the best fucking luck with it. Like, it's mystifying how much luck I have with this thing. Now, the other question is there any good Druid deck? I would really enjoy playing some Druid. Well, we're not getting any more value out of here, so we just have to Wicked Whispers. It feels bad, but we have to. We have a Pelican Diver. Wow, I love the art on this card. This little pelican go. Thing's got like 4 fish in its mouth. That's crazy. Alright, safe to say my room is sufficiently cool. Well, that's not fair.
Gaze is ever upon you.
Duke of Below. I would say Duke of Below is one of the primary offenders of this deck. It is just too big. I have easily seen Duke of Below be a 20/20 Did I mention it also gets bigger as I continue discarding cards? I love that one of the biggest nerfs they made to this deck was there was a board wipe that discarded your hand. This was before there were nearly as many discard synergy cards. And that's how it was balanced. And at its time, it was perfectly balanced. Then once these discard synergy pieces came out, they had to nerf it so it blew up the board, and then you discarded 2 random cards. Which was hilarious. It was so funny. And to Magic players, this is hardly news. But discarding cards is really good. Hardly news for Magic players. That being said, Hearthstone is a lot more limited on the way that the board functions. Or rather, more limited in the way that the zones function. Do I die next turn? Do I die this turn? Okay, we're on a double Soulfire build, so we need exactly nothing to win. Alright, we're at platinum. We're at platinum. I'm gonna use the restroom one more time. Like I need a gain stage for my own voice. We're gonna crank my voice up by 3 dB. Test 1 2, test 1 2. All right, so my microphone's just pretty soft. Turn it up a tiny bit. Keep the music bumping where it is. Maybe a good time for me to edit my filters. Can I just add a side chain? Does a limiter have that ability in? No, it doesn't. Okay. Looks like I have a homework project for next stream. I'm gonna try to hop on stream frequently this week. I think that would be a lot of fun. You know, I hate to admit it, the best way to cultivate an audience is to make the content and to do it more frequently. Dare I be so bold? I understand Chrono Claws is good, but I know it's taking pictures from another airplane, but oh yeah, YouTube doesn't work with my fucking skip controls anymore. What happened to my playlist?
Alright, it's time to decide.
How did they fuck YouTube all up? So if I go to the wrong song... Alright, we'll never know. Alright, this seems like a cracked opener. If I get entropic continuity, we are popping off. Now, Wicked Whispers would also have me pop off. Maybe even harder. Entropic? Not quite. Do we pound through the Dirty Rat? I don't think we do. I don't think Paladin's gonna have the board wipe. They could have their own table flip, but I think if we're really playing to our outs, we play as though they don't have it. The Chrono Claws will have me regain my hand. Wow, this was kind of best case scenario almost entirely. Especially with the small time Buccaneer. You know, just get lucky. Where is it? Where is it? I want the classic. The original. Cool curator. This is probably the Wicked Whispers angle. But we can Soul Barrage first. Then we're going to Wicked Whispers no matter what. Doesn't matter if I Platy Sword. Unless we get two big things. Yeah, Wicked Whispers is just too good. And then let's get Board Wipe resistant with their Bone Web Egg. Egg. I like these card backs a lot. What's up with my card back? Do I have like an extra legendary card? Finley's so good. Oh, that's pretty cool. Definitely some control paladin vibes. We haven't seen the blowout card yet. To the ground. Busted. Oh my god, Solarium? We're gonna roll the coin, spin the dice. Alright, show me heal. They might be Rena. They really could be Rena. Now, how do we know this is Prince Renethal? Spirit of the Badland. That's not good. All right, that's acceptable. All right. That would be about it for me today. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. And I will catch you all